Rebonjour tout le monde. Je vais essayer de commencer la vidéo tout de suite dans... Ah! Please don't do this again. Please don't. No, it's not. OK. J'espère que j'ai rien touché. Tu peux m'entendre. Je vous attends maintenant. Okay. Now tell me if you've got sound. Oh my goodness, is this frustrating. Okay, this has been a week with Facebook. They must have done an update. And I don't know, guys. I really don't. So we're starting again. On recommence. Puis j'espère qu'on a le son maintenant. And we'll see where it goes. Hello, hello. Okay. I think we have sound now. And we can see a bit more of my desk. I've got lots of fun stuff here. I just embossed some papers. Okay, did I leave my extra papers there? I did. Okay, mes papiers. All right, now you have no sound because I walked away for a second. All right, first of all, this, first I went and embossed, okay, because I want to show you some of the pastes, but I'm going to show it to you on here. This was the new Tim Holtz wood embossing folder that I showed you. Do you remember that? Jay, can you hand me the embossing folders from over there? Look how beautiful that is, next to the Sizzix machine. All right? Je vais vous montrer ça, puis je vais vous parler de ça la journée même quand on a les plioirs en vente ou les Tim. So, in case it goes back on sale on Boxing Day, et vraiment, je ne sais pas, parce qu'on n'a même pas faire notre plan pour la journée après Noël. But that's how beautiful this comes out, okay? So that's this. Why am I turning it around? You guys can see everything straight. So that's how beautiful this comes out. Et oui, mes pyjamas sont là. And that's on white. Let me show it to you also on black. I didn't have craft paper handy, mais même sur du noir, il est très, très détaillé et très beau. So that's on white and black, and that is the wood grain, okay? So in case you're having FOMO, like you missed out on it, maybe, je ne sais pas encore, mais c'est possible que ça va être en vente encore le Boxing Day. L'autre que je veux vous montrer, c'est le reptile. And I told you that most people are passing over this and that they're going to be sorry. Look how beautiful this comes out. Okay? If I did it on metallic, you would be having FOMO. So I didn't do it on the metallic. Mais regarde comme il a réussi à avoir la texture où il veut la texture, sans texture où il veut pas la texture. Ça, c'est par intention, okay? So where there are spots like this, that is intentional, okay? I wouldn't say that Tim went and actually pet a reptile in order to make this, but I'm sure he did his research to make sure that this would be as reptilian as possible, okay? So I just wanted to show you that, and even in the black, it is stunning. Look at that. OMG. Okay? So ceux-là, c'est reptile. This one's reptile. Just au cas où que ça tombe encore en vente. Si vous ne voulez pas attendre, vous pouvez l'acheter à prix plein tout de suite pour être certaine de l'avoir. Okay? So there's that. The last one I wanted to show you, and I don't even know if this went on sale or anything, but this is another fun embossing folder. I just found it in my drawer, and I know we have some out there. Jay, can you find this one, please? It's on the spinning rack at the back here. One of the spinning racks. You can take it with you if you need to. Look how cute that is. I just love this. I love all the different textures on there. It is fun. Fun, fun, fun. Till her daddy took her T-bird away. All right, I don't know about you, but I didn't have a T-bird. Okay, so what are all these fun bottles and jars in front of me, right? Well, this is, so here's what it's called. It's called Tangle, et ça fait par DIY and Company. Donc, ceux-là ici est celle-ci. Okay, so really, really cool. So I think I have a few left of those. All right, so why did I do those? Because I want to show you some of these pastes. So we're going to talk a little bit about a few of the products before we go and walk around the store and hopefully not lose sound. Vente encore et encore. Non, c'est la vente d'aujourd'hui que je vais vous montrer juste certains produits pour voir si vous êtes au courant de ces produits. All right, so let's look at this. This is what's called an airless mister. What does that mean? Ça dit quoi ça? Ça dit qu'il n'y a pas une... You can't see it. Mais il n'y a pas de... what's it called? There's no... I can't even say it in English. Okay? Quand on l'ouvre, il n'y a pas de paille sur ça. Okay? So, c'est vraiment quelque chose que, en fait, le push-push, ça peut pas bloquer et ça va juste vider la bouteille, mais ça bloque pas à cause qu'on a rien qui peut bloquer. I guess maybe this can if it got mica stuck in it. So, that being said, I should spray it, make sure it's not blocked, right? Because that would look silly. Donc, tu peux le voir que c'est un mist. Celui-là, je pense que c'est un métallique, c'est un perlé. Donc, je vais le brasser un petit peu. I'm going to shake it a bit because it is a pearlescent. But I'm not worried about shaking it because, comme il n'y a pas de paille dedans, j'ai pas peur que le mica ou le perlé, il va aller dans le paille puis bloquer. So I don't have to worry about that, which is always nice. So what I'm going to do for most of these is show you what it looks like on white and on black. So I'm putting both down here so that you can see, because a lot of the Cosmic Shimmer products qui sont en vente aujourd'hui, il est beau en blanc et sur noir. Okay? So hopefully we have the metallic now. Je vais le mettre cette couleur-là. Et ceux-là s'appellent Pearlescent Silver Moon Dust. Mais il y a plein de couleurs. Et ceux-là, c'est Pearlescent Rose Pearl. Mais il y en a plein de couleurs. Et ceux-là, I've got to get it going. So you're probably wondering, well, what happens when this doesn't reach that? How could it spray? I'm curious too, because it's not spraying. C'est supposé de monter avec... Huh, that's interesting. Okay. Oh, there we go. You have to hold it in a way that it's going to spray. Maybe I have to open this one like I did the other. Peut-être il faut que je l'ouvre comme j'ai fait l'autre. I smell it, I look at it. Parfait. Puis, ah, voilà. Okay. Voilà. See, I just had to open it. Don't ask me why, but I had to open it. Et comme c'est une couleur, on sait avec toutes nos poudres puis tout ça, quand ça a l'air blanc, mais ça s'appelle Rose Pearl, on va le voir la couleur plus sur noir. So I'll lift that and I will show you that, okay? So you can see how beautiful that pink is on there. Isn't that pretty? So that is the Rose Pearl. And the Rose Pearl on the white, which isn't even dry yet, I'm going to dry it a little. It works by vacuum. Yes. That's what you were saying? Oui. So, ça ici, il vient en plusieurs couleurs. Nous avons beaucoup des beaux bleus, verts, tout ça. Et ils sont à moins 35%, je pense. So they're all at minus 35%. And they're beautiful, beautiful colors. Le problème est que, à cause qu'ils sont de le UK, il y a plein de designers ici, en US, qui n'utilisent pas ces produits. Donc, c'est pas comme on voit Jennifer Maguire utiliser ces produits. Donc, voilà le rose, voilà le argent. Donc, l'argent envoie beaucoup plus sur le blanc. Je ne sais pas pourquoi on ne voit pas sur le noir. Peut-être parce que c'est trop foncé. So, maybe because the mica in there is too dark. Okay, so that could be. It could be comme un charbon. Puis, donc, on ne le voit pas sur noir. You do see a little of it. You see it as a silver, a dark silver. I'm just drying it quickly so you'll be... Oh, you can see it. Absolutely. Absolument. Are they permanent or water active? Good question, Isabella. Let's find that out. So you see that? Now you can see the charcoal. Il est vraiment beau. Donc, les deux ensemble. So, does it say permanent or water? Airless bottle, fine mist, spray from any angle, airless mister, suitable for any porous surface, such as card, paper mache, shake before use, and wear protective clothing, and yeah, okay. It says it could stain your clothes. Ça peut tacher les vêtements. Mais ça dit pas. So, let's see. Where's one of my water bottles? Let's try it. Si je mets de l'eau dessus, est-ce que ça va bouger, enlever? Qu'est-ce qu'il va faire? So that was a good question. On veut savoir si c'est permanent ou non. Et oui, c'est l'air permanent. Because it did not come off on my serviette. Maintenant, it's wet again, so we're not seeing it as much. Mais ça n'a pas bougé. So it didn't seem to move or anything, so I think it is permanent. I did say I had a few new products to show you, right? They're not really new. Donc, c'est parler un petit peu avec l'eau, mais c'est pas venu sur mon serviette humide, même quand c'était mou. So, I'm going to say it is pretty much permanent because I still see it there, but it seemed to have paled a little bit. Okay, so voila. All right, so that's one of them. So that is our Airless misters. Great product. Just wanted you to know about them. Then I'm going to remind you of another product we've played with, which is glossy gel. So this I use a stencil for. I like a small stencil. So I'll use this one or this one and a piece of watercolor paper maybe. I'm going to use just a piece of scrap watercolor paper because we're not going to do a whole thing. Voilà. Je vais prendre un couteau palette. Voila. And I'm going to use a little bit of this beautiful purple. OK. Donc, voilà. Donc, je vais utiliser ça. Juste pour mettre un petit peu. Et j'ai pas collé, j'ai pas mettre de tape sur mon pochoir. I haven't done anything to anchor down my stencil, so I'm really just doing it just to show you the glaze and how beautiful and glossy it comes out. Et quand ça sèche, ça va être encore glacé. Okay. And then, of course, I have to do another color. Just because I can. Donc, je vais fermer. Ceux-là, ça s'appelle, this is called, oh, you're kidding me. It's called something. Je suis pas certaine exactement quoi, mais il a un nom. Is Mr. J in his PJs too? He is not. This is called Glossy Glaze. The color is Passion Purple. Passion Purple. And then here is this beautiful Spring Mint. Okay, Spring Mint, que je vais le mettre aussi. Juste une épaisseur de la pâte. Et des fois, c'est fun de mélanger les deux ensemble, les deux couleurs. Okay. And then I'm going to remind you of something else that I did when I had these pastes. Okay, so there you go. Voila. This I can quickly wipe off there. And my palette knife, wipe that off. Y prête. All right, so that's that. Now, je peux laisser ça sécher comme tel, il est très joli. Mais si vous vous souvenez, la dernière fois, ce que j'ai fait is I sprinkled some of these watercolor crystals inside. I did it probably while I had the stencil on. Mais des fois, ça change la couleur de votre poudre. So, la dernière fois que j'ai fait ça, j'ai utilisé un watercolor powder qui était un bleu et j'ai mis ça dans le Spring Mint. Puis, it burst a little bit en couleur. Let's see if we can get it to do it again. Oh, my powder was blocked. Come on. Why is it blocking? I have paillettes moving around. Oh, you can see it doing it with the gold. Ça fait déjà avec le A. Puis maintenant, je vais le faire un peu de le bleu. And you'll be able to see it too. Okay. Et ça, c'est les poudres aquarelles. These are the watercolor powders. Il y en a ceux avec des paillettes dedans. Il y en a ceux qui sont pas mat, mais juste une couleur. Puis, il y en a ceux qui ont lustré, mais pas pailleté. So, there's Pixie Sparkles, there's Pixie Dust, and then there's, help me out with the three names, Jay. So, do you see how they're Pixie Burst? Do you see how the colors are moving in that glaze? Isn't this gorgeous? Okay. Donc, tu peux le voir comme ça change couleur, puis ça fait un peu de l'effet burst dans le glaze. Juste parce que la glaze est encore molle. Molle, mou, mou. So, it's giving that beautiful effect. I love it. Okay? So, don't be intimidated by these glazes. Just go and add some stuff in. Look at how that purple is sparkling. Can you see that? That is the gold sparkle in there. It's just beautiful. And you can see some of that blue. Quand je le bouge dans les lumières, vous voyez le bleu aussi. So you see all that color? So those are called glitter glaze, glossy glaze. Helps if you put the cover on. So these are glossy glaze on a plein de couleurs. Okay, so there's a bunch of colors to choose from. They are called, again, I'm holding it upside down, guys. Glossy glaze, glossy glaze, okay? So that's a second product that I've shown you. Now, once I have watercolor paper in my blood, oh, I like this. I really like that. He likes it. Hey, Mikey. Sorry, guys. I always have like commercials in my head, and I sometimes forget that I use my outdoors voice. Okay. Impressionnant? Oui, moi je pense aussi, Carmen. Okay, so these are Cosmic Shimmer products. Unfortunately, they don't, like I said, they just don't get enough love here. But they are beautiful. So another product that's really cool, like I said, are these shimmers, these bursts. Now, vous pouvez utiliser en deux façons. Je vais déchirer ça en deux pour vous montrer les deux façons. Une, où en mettre les paillettes en premier. Donc, je peux mettre un mélange des paillettes en premier. Donc, voilà une couleur. Voilà une autre couleur. Ooh, that's a strong color. Et après ça, je vais le mettre. This doesn't want to go back on. Et après ça, je vais le mettre une autre couleur. Le Copper Splash. Et comme j'ai dit, je n'ai pas vérifié lesquels on a en stock. Donc, je m'excuse si j'utilise quelque chose qu'on n'a plus en stock. All right? Or I can put the water on first, and then I can go and sprinkle my powders and watch it burst. So then I can see what I'm putting on, right? So now I can see where my powders are going and how much more or less I want to add. And now if I want to bring this pink in, il faut que je souvienne que beaucoup sort. Donc, je ne peux pas mettre trop. Mais j'essaie de trouver les places où il y en a de l'eau. So, maintenant, je veux mettre un peu d'eau de plus, mais je ne veux pas faire un pool d'eau. So, I'm just going to kind of spray it in the air just to activate that pink. But you see how those colors are doing? Et maintenant, pour ceux-là qui est encore sec, je peux mettre mon spray et je peux arrêter quand je veux. So now I can stop this whenever I want and leave my colors. I can go and I can add more. So I could say, oh, you know what? I'm loving that pink and I want more. J'en veux plus. So I'm going to put a burst of pink out there. I'm going to put a burst of pink here. Voilà. Donc, deux façons différentes, mais on peut arriver à la même chose. So you can come out with the same thing using both of those efforts or effects or techniques. Okay, so again, I'm going to take something and I'm just going to dry that last little bit. Then I'm going to put this aside and let it dry. I'm going to let it dry. And now I've got a big mess. R2. Oh, R2 doesn't like getting wet. It just picks up the sparkles for me. Okay, voila. And she is leaking. I don't think I have the cover on tight. Voila. So that is a way to use it juste comme tel. Donc, vous pouvez faire un fond magnifique juste par hasard. So you can just do a spatter like that and be perfect. You could also take a stencil, and I'm going to put a little water on the back so maybe it won't curl as much. And I can take my powders. Now I'm going to use burst powders and I see there's another burst. Okay, I'm going to use some burst powders. So these, I see that's curling, so I am going to have to use some tape. Okay, so just to give you the effect, I'm going to use some of this tape to hold it down. Okay, hold it down there, hold it down there. All right, so à ce temps-là, avec un pochoir, on peut faire la même chose. So you could do the same thing. So remember, these products, tous les produits que je te montre maintenant, sont en vente à 35% de rabais. So, jusqu'à 10 heures ce soir. So, tous ces produits sont en vente. All these products are still on sale till 10 o'clock tonight. Jusqu'à 10 heures ce soir, vous pouvez avoir ces produits. So, these are the bursts. Donc, il n'y a pas des paillettes dedans. Mais sont des poudres aquarelles quand même. And then this one is a sun yellow. It's such a pretty color. And next to the red, we should get some nice effects, and next to the blue. So voila. So now we have a stencil. Now, because the watercolor paper is raising a little, I'm not sure what kind of effect we're going to get, so I'm not going to add as much water. So I'm going to do mists of water. OK, donc j'ai des mists d'eau. Aussi, je peux prendre un autre papier puis imprime le dessus. I could also print the top of this stencil. Okay, so I have that. But when I take this off, I've got that. Donc ça, c'est une façon de faire un pochoir avec les poudres. So, j'ai pas ajouté beaucoup d'eau, puis comme ça, j'ai réussi mon pochoir. So you see how I got my stencil. So I love this pattern of stencil, by the way, guys. All right, so that's another one to put aside. So those are the burst powders. once I have this out and it's already got watercolor on it, I want to...
Emily Mercier is asking about her package that went out Monday. It looks like it hasn't moved yet.
You had a few that, tell her I can start a trace, but to be
I told her we'd call her back.
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of the holiday packages. Okay,
They were all
so
delayed.
voila. The other thing I wanted to show you once we had this out with watercolor was this Jane Davenport pearlescent ink. I don't know if you guys remember this at all, but I'm actually going to show it to you here. I think we only have like 2 colors left, but grab it while you can because it is just so, look at the pearl in there. So if you guys love it, I will get the colors back in, but just look at the pearl in that, okay? So I'm going to show you this. And I love the dropper. So it comes with a dropper. Et you just press the button on top, on pèse dessus pour remplir notre. And then you can drop down as much or as little as you want. And là, je peux ajouter de l'eau maintenant. And you can see, I hope you can see, that sparkle dancing. Okay? Just look at how much sparkle is in there. La quantité. Donc, le nom de cette couleur est Doris. Je sais qu'il nous reste Doris. So I know that we still have Doris. And we have a Marilyn and we have 2 Catherines, I think. Et c'est tout ce qui nous reste au moment. But just look at how pigmented et pailleté ça reste. It is just incredible. Je peux peinturer avec ça. Donc, si j'ai une image, je peux prendre un pinceau, peinturer un petit peu. Vous pouvez faire n'importe quoi avec. Je l'aime tellement, mais si je trouve pas que vous autres, ils ont de l'amour avec, c'est difficile de tenir. Mais même quand je le touche, you can feel how much glitter is in there. That's how much glitter this bottle has. I can feel all that glitter. Now, I am just going to do this whole background. I didn't put it on watercolor paper, but it is just going to be amazing as a background. Okay? Voila. So I'm going to let that dry out and have just this gorgeous, gorgeous background of yellow yumminess. Okay? Question? What are these? They are Jane Davenport's Star Power inks. Star Power ink. You see it? And I've got them in 3 colors currently. We had about 8. And like I said, if you guys love them, I'll gladly carry them because they are so stunning. But if I have to sell them off just on like this, but look at that. Just, is that yum? Is that yum or what? Okay. This whole thing is just one piece of glitter. Je peux découper maintenant. Je peux faire n'importe quoi. So it really, really is gorgeous. And it really is, look at this glitter on me. Okay? So grab them while you can. J'ai des autres couleurs. Et oui, je peux ajouter des autres couleurs maintenant. I know, I don't want to ruin that background. I'm going to leave it as is. I'm going to dry it up a bit. And then I'm going to leave it as is. But imagine coloring, just coloring a little bit with this, painting with it. So yeah, I think these are a must for our collection. DY shimmer paper, exactly. Exactly. DIY. Yeah, even with my glasses on, I didn't see the I. All right. I'm just drying it a little so it doesn't stain my carpet. Okay, parce que maintenant je mets tout à terre. And then I want to go and talk about Luna paste. So I'll need another stencil. Now don't forget Simple Stories. We still have the whole, there were 2 summer lines that are included in the Simple Stories sale. So don't forget those. Don't forget that beautiful Essentials line. If some of the other stores knew I put that on sale, they would call me nuts. Like really nuts. All right. So it is just more and more gorgeous as it's drying. Okay, but you guys don't need to watch me dry this. Look at that. It is just stunning. Okay, stunning, really. Okay, so let's put that down. Let's grab another stencil. Again, les démos aujourd'hui sont pas à part de le pochoir que j'utilise. C'est vraiment pour vous montrer les produits. So this is not about the stencils that I'm grabbing. So yes, I'm grabbing some old stencils, but it's not about the stencils. It's really about the techniques that we're, the products that we're learning about. Okay. So here I'm going to take Luna paste, and I will tell you, I've had this Luna paste for a long time. Okay. Et j'ai rien mis dedans, and it still is nice and moist. Okay, I don't remember when I opened this. So I'm just mixing it in. Mais il est encore très bon. And I'm going to put it on. Now it is very different. Luna, la pâte Luna est vraiment différent parce que ça a l'air comme des gros morceaux de paillettes, ou pas paillettes, des flocons. You know, like leafing flakes? That's almost what it looks like. It looks like this paste was made with hundreds and hundreds of those flakes. So it's got a very special, and it ends up looking pearly or instead of glittery. Okay? I hope that makes sense to someone, because saying it doesn't make sense. But really, I think Cosmic Shimmer et Creative Expressions est une des compagnies le moins découvert dans le magasin et moins apprécié, qui a beaucoup de possibilités. So I think it's one of the least appreciated, under-respected, and yet has some of the most beauty, okay? So I don't know if you can see that, but it gives you a whole thing of shine. It dries flexible, ça craque pas. It really is a pearly luster, okay? C'est pas vraiment paillette. So they look like quelqu'un a pris beaucoup de petits flocons, puis ajouté un crème, puis fait ça crémeux. So like they made a blend of this. So really, really like that. I think it comes out so beautiful. So ça, c'est les pâtes Luna. Je sais qu'on a 4 ou 5 couleurs en stock. Okay, so they are called Luna Paste. Luna Paste, and yes, they are on sale today too. So all these things that I'm showing you are on sale today. And I'm going to have a big mess to clean up afterwards, but that's okay. All right. Ba-doom, ba-doom. Let's get some of this off. My pajamas are going to sparkle. Mes pyjamas, ils vont être toutes brillants à la fin de cette démo. They are going to be beautiful. Mr. J, il prend un petit nap, un petit break. C'est correct, il travaille fort. Okay, so next, we're going to talk about the different polishes. So, they're all the same jar, sont toutes la même peau. Mais, il y en a plein de différents ici. Okay, so some are called opal polish. Un opal polish est deux couleurs dans une peau. So how can I show you an opal polish? So let's push those aside. All of these come with a sponge. Now, la mienne, j'ai pas gardé humide, j'ai pas nettoyé à la fin de ma dernière démo. Donc vraiment, il n'est pas resté mou. So if I had cleaned this, if I had washed it, then it would still be nice and soft and I could use it again. Right now, it's going to sound crunchy on a stencil if I use it. So I was going to use it on those embossing folders that I did. But again, I've had this open for a long time. And I'm going to show you this. I'm going to put a little bit on a sponge. Let me see if I can moisten this up a bit. À cause c'est à base d'eau, peut-être je peux ajouter un peu d'eau. I think it's beyond that. Mais je vais essayer quand même de faire ça avec une éponge. So the best way to use this is to take just a little onto your sponge, just un petit peu, puis kind of drag it across your sponge. Now, like I said, mine is already hard and crusty, but normally you would just drag it across your sponge like that, and then just go over your image that you want to add it to. Okay? Donc voilà. So I am getting a lustrous polish on my white paper, okay? So I can add a little bit more. Encore, like I said, my sponge isn't doing it justice. So ça glisse pas comme toujours. So it's not sliding as nicely as it could parce que j'ai pas nettoyé mon éponge. And is this an opal polish? It is. And it is color Pink Thistle. Donc tu vois ici mon mauve. So you guys all see purple here, right? So now I'm going to take a little bit of this same purple and I'm going to drag it across my black paper. What? Ce n'est pas la même couleur. Pourquoi pas? Parce que c'est un polyopalescent. So you see the two colors? Mauve sur blanc, rose sur noir. Okay? So that is a lot of coolness. Donc ça dit que j'ai du mauve sur mon... Ça s'appelle Pink Thistle. Donc juste là, je sais que moi je vois mauve dans le pot, mais je sais que la deuxième couleur va être rose parce qu'il s'appelle ça Pink Thistle. So, that being said, j'ai une autre ici. Whoops, that wasn't smart. Oh, okay, that's just the sponge. J'ai aussi ceux-là qui s'appelle Golden Flamingo. Okay. Again, did I use the sponge already? Je sais jamais. Ah yeah, another crunchy sponge. Et je vais le prendre un petit peu encore. Je vais le mettre sur mon crunchy sponge. Et je vais glisser encore sur le blanc. Oups! Mais j'ai mis trop sur mon blanc, mais tu vas le voir ici. OK? Donc, on voit le comme pêche rose. Puis, je vais le mettre maintenant sur mon noir. Et il pue pêche rose. So, it is no longer pink or peach. Donc, ceux-là, golden flamingo. OK? Donc, deux couleurs différentes dans le même pot. C'est ça qui est intéressant. That's what's interesting about the opal polishes. Okay? So that's opal polish. Got that? Got that. Okay? So what's left? We're almost done with some of the open stuff I have. Then we have the Enchanted Gold gilding polish. Enchanted Gold is one of the most popular colors. I'll tell you why. Because whether you put it on white or black, it is a stunning color, especially on an embossed finish. But I guess I could put it on my reptile or my wood. Okay, I'm going to show you this one. Again, I've probably got a crunchy sponge. I do. This one, maybe je vais faire avec mon doigt. I don't know if it'll go as nice, mais je vais essayer. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You guys, when you see this, Enchanted Gold is one of the most popular. Et c'est un poudre, une couleur, il s'appelle Metallic Gilding Polish. Donc, métallique. Je mets ça maintenant juste avec mon doigt. Je mets seulement sur les morceaux sous-élevés. But when you see this, OMG, you're going to go crazy. Okay? You need to see this. Okay? You need to see this. Are you guys watching this? Are you seeing this magic happen? Is this not crazy? Let me lower it a bit. Sorry. Look at that. Do you see that gold on there? It is unbelievable. Is that not gorgeous? Wait, where do we have the gold showing? There you go. Okay, incroyable. C'est fait ça sur du blanc. Donc, dans les lumières, si tu fais ça comme un fond, if you put this as a background, it'll always pick up that color as whoever's holding your card can see. And then let's just take it over here to the black and do the same thing. Okay? Je vais faire la même chose sur le noir. Are you guys watching this? Are you like fainting? Because really, I can barely handle how beautiful this is. Look at that. And I'm just putting it on with my finger, so it's only going on the top pieces. Are you seeing this? Is that not incredible? Look at that. Just look at that. OMG. That's all I could say. OMG. It is incredible. Like really, really incredible.
Jane, is this for me? Yeah. Oh, thanks.
Okay. So I'm going back to the white because I can't resist. So those two are from Enchanted Gold. How beautiful is that for a color? okay? It is very discret, France. So just beautiful. So, another, wow. Ça, c'est dans les métalliques, poly, okay? So, let me just wipe my finger for the next one. Okay, and these are all water-based products. Very water-based products. Okay. I know we have to do our calendar. I will do that in a minute. We're almost done. This one is a rose gold. Okay, this one's a rose gold. So I'm just going to take a little bit off there because I only have 3 and I don't want to waste. So somebody's going to have a little bit of my DNA there. Oh, no. Sorry, it's got a dirty sponge in it. Okay, so just to see the rose gold metallic. Oh, let me put it there. Oh, look at that. So this is rose gold metallic. You guys are probably still seeing gold, mais vraiment, c'est rose aussi. You need to be able to see, oh, there you go. Can you see that? C'est rose gold contre le blanc doré. Oh, there you go. Oh, tu peux le voir. And then if I take it over to our black one, our white one, I mean, it is a beautiful rose gold. Let's see if I can get a little bit more off there. Nope, looks like I have to go into the cover. Oh well, this will be mine. Okay. So just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful color that I put too much of there. But just gorgeous as a color. All right, guys, I hope that this is motivating you a little bit to try new things, okay? Look how beautiful that is. Oublie la place où j'ai mis trop, but look how beautiful that comes out. Just putting on a little bit, okay? So that's gonna drive me crazy because I was doing such a soft job, but anyways, parfait. So that is rose gold metallic on top of reptile. Okay. Voila. Now remember, I've had these jars open for quite a while. Ils sont encore parfaits dedans. So they are still doing very well inside. The last ones that I have here, we've got a luster polish. So in the luster polish sont plus lustrés. So look at that. Can you see that? Is that stunning? Again, may as well use my fingers because I'm here, right? Look at that. So on peut le voir comme il est complètement lustré. You can see how lustrous that is. Donc ça c'est les polis lustres. Okay, so those are luster polishes. And if I do that on an embossed piece, we only have the wood pieces left, so we'll do it on wood. Have you ever seen green wood? Well, you will now. Okay, we're going to see some green wood now. But you can still see the luster. Look at that. Okay, you can still see the luster. même que j'ai pas mis beaucoup. Hang on, let it focus. J'ai pas mis beaucoup, mais tu peux le voir que c'est encore lustré. Okay? So it's just so pretty. There it is. Ah. Isn't that gorgeous? Donc ça c'est luster polish. Luster polish. Okay. Luster polish. Je ferme ceux-là. Then we have more metallic gilding polish, but it comes in colors as well. Donc, tu peux l'avoir dans couleur aussi. Mais c'est la même chose que le rose gold puis le or, mais en rose. And then neon polishes. So the neon polish is a little bit thinner, I find. Donc, un peu plus gélateuse. I find it a little bit more like gelato-ish and very pigmented because I remember it stains my finger blue. Goes beautiful on the white. Et c'est un bleu néon, so it's a neon color. Okay. So voilà, on a le bleu néon à côté de notre vert, which was even prettier. Okay, so lots and lots of good polishes there. And let's just see if the neon will show up on the black. Ça, je peux pas vous garantir, je suis pas certaine, une ou l'autre. Une façon de l'autre. On va voir. Donc, si on continue de peser dessus, non, ça ne montre pas, mais je pense que ça va être magnifique si on l'ajoute avec un pochoir sur du noir. I think if we put it on with a stencil on black, because you can still see it, right? You can still see it there. But it just pales et c'est glacé. But I'd be curious if I took a quick stencil on a small piece of black avec mon couteau de palette and I put a little bit of this through. Let's just see what we'd have. Oh, if that dries like that, I'm in love. Okay, so how stunning is that on black? Now I'm sure it's just as beautiful on white, but that black against the with the neon is just exquisite. Okay, so there. It's pretty on white. C'est beau sur le blanc. Mais quand on le voit directement sur le noir, c'est là qu'on sait que c'est néon. Okay? So, all right, guys. I guess I got to move this out of the way. I won't clean up until we're finished our video so that I can open the calendars with you for today. Okay? So, on va ouvrir le calendrier. J'espère que vous connaissez un petit peu plus ces produits et vous les donne une chance parce que j'aime le compagnie et c'est triste de laisser tomber certaines compagnies que je sais leurs produits sont une bonne qualité, mais s'ils ne vendent pas en magasin, il faut que je dise bye-bye. Donc, ça, c'est ma dernière, pas dernière démo avec eux, mais la dernière fois que je vous parle de ça. Si ça vous plaît et je trouve que le monde aime ces produits, je vais certainement les garder en magasin. Don't forget the Enchanted Gold, one of the most popular. Mais si vous aimez plus les choses que les artistes que vous connaissez utilisent, je comprends ça aussi. So I'm going to go probably with your guys' buying patterns. We're really going to have dirty fingers today opening the calendar. All right, let me just try and put these things where I'm not going to put a calendar or an arm into them. And the powders are easy to put away because they're right behind me in a drawer. Okay. Voilà les poudres. Même la jaune que j'aime tellement. All right. So today it's Marlene first. Marlene first. And then Spellbinders. So a quick little cleanup so we don't get anything all dirty. Just a quick cleanup. I've got blue powder everywhere. That is too funny. Même mon crayon. I've got blue powder, blue spray. Something is everywhere. Okay. Voila. It's as pop as it's probably going to get. Again, I'm spreading it. Okay. And we are going to open our calendars. Who's ready with their calendars? Oh, this poor wire has seen a better day. I'll wipe it down after. Everything's blue on my desk. Tout est bleu. Everything is blue. Blue by you. All right. Does anybody need me to, after the calendars, does anybody need me to walk them around the store and show them these products et les couleurs qu'on a en magasin? All right. So if anybody wants me to promène dans le magasin avec vous autres après les calendriers, je peux faire ça pour vous, aucun problème. Je vais juste ouvrir le calendrier en premier, puis après ça, on peut promener dans le magasin, puis regarder les différentes couleurs qu'on a disponibles. So that's up to you guys. And we need a square 4 by 4. Okay. Why does it not look 4 by 4? It is. All right. So Marlene's calendar first. En premier. If I could find it. Je pense que c'est en dessous de tous mes échantillons, which are drying. Well, that's not, oh no, there it is. Okay. Je l'ai trouvé. Voilà. Oh, I love the envelope. Such a cute envelope. So, just out of curiosity, de les produits que je viens de vous montrer, laquelle était votre préféré? So, from the products that I just showed you, which was your most wow or your preferred? Just for fun. Oh, I did it again, guys. Oh my goodness. I'm bad. 3. 2. 1. Ouvre-le. Voilà. J'en ai une comme ça, similaire, qui est plus gros et souvent trop gros pour que je mette sur mes fonds. So I have one like this. It's called, I think, onion skins or onion peels. And I always find that it's only 6 by 6, but I find the image is a little too big for me to just add to a background. So I'm very happy to have a smaller sized one. Now, you will find des fois dans vos calendriers que vous avez les morceaux extra, qui est les morceaux qui n'ont pas complètement sorti par le manufacturer. Just enlève-les. So sometimes you'll find that you have little pieces left over. Don't worry about it. Just take them off. And let's pick a different color for today of ink. Well, I can't pick a different, oh, I could. Let's go with an Altenew Rose Gold. How's that? That's different. Let's try the Altenew Rose Gold. Since we've been doing all these metallic colors, let's give it a shot. Oh, I have to hold it because I didn't put down my Tim mat. That's such a pity. Okay, et comme les lignes sont vraiment délicates et bougent facilement, this would be a perfect time to use pouncers. Okay, ça c'est une raison parfaite ou un temps parfait pour utiliser les pouncers de picket fence parce que toutes ces petites lignes peuvent bouger facilement. So when you have something like this, a pouncer would be better because you see how as I'm circling, the lines are moving? They wouldn't do that with your pouncer because the pouncer would make you just go like this. But you see what happens if I do that with my sponge? I get circles. So I can't do that with a sponge. Well, I did it, but you shouldn't do that with a sponge. Je l'ai fait, puis je vais pas aimer l'effet, mais c'est pour cette raison, les pouncers sont tellement pratiques. OK. Voilà, 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 voilà. Okay, so, oof, that looks very flat as a color. Not loving that. We need to add a color on there. Il faut ajouter une couleur. Look at that. I just happen, par chance, j'ai un VersaFine clair que la couverte est brisée. So I was forced to be the owner of it. Parce que la couverture est brisée. Donc, je ne peux pas le vendre. Oh, the whole thing is brisé. So, on va utiliser ça pour ajouter un peu de couleur avec notre doré. And I am going to take a new sponge and, oh, c'est très juteux. And I'm going to just put some purple over our rose gold. Okay. Wasn't loving the rose gold. Pas pour mon échantillon. Okay, much better. Ta-da! So there's your purple and rose gold. On peut voir un peu de le rose gold aussi. Donc on a le mauve puis le rose gold, les deux ensemble. You're funny, Leah. The color burst, the minty paste, and the powdered sparkles. Unfortunately, too many. The green sparkly was beautiful. So that was the luster paste. That one was gorgeous. I agree. The Jane Davenport. Oh, look at how this paper is drying. It is just gorgeous. Look at that. I'm curious. Am I going to have... you end up with a bit of glitter, but not a ton. Mais c'est pas complètement sec encore. Wow. Oh, it's interesting to hear everybody's taste. Okay, so good job, Marlene. Très bon job, Marlene. Et je vais mettre ça, avec ça, avec ça, pour mettre dans mes enveloppes. OK, that's fine. Suivant, next. Spellbinders. All right. Today is the 21st. I can't believe it. Where is all this time going? So, le 21. Le 21 est situé où? Ah, all the way over here. Dans cette petite boîte-là. Numéro. On a 3 dirty fingers. 2 dirty fingers. 1 doigt sale. Ouvre-le. What is this? Oh, it's dies. Mais jamais Ink 1, hein? Parce que ça a l'air que ça peut être un matrice. But no. Spellbinder spoils us every single time. Every single time. Ils nous gâtent. So they don't believe in just one die. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at this beautiful little. Donc, premièrement, on a une carré. OK? Bien utile, just comme tel. So you can use that just as is. Then we have le fond. So then you have this background that goes in there and is ready to receive all the beautiful flowers. Voilà les petits fleurs. L'autre fleur pour le centre avec le milieu. OK. Après ça, on a le centre ici au milieu. Il va dans le gros fleur. Puis les petits ronds, il va dans les petits fleurs. So good for you guys who have the patience to do all this. And I say that with all the love in my heart, because I never have the patience to do, well, yeah. I rarely ever have the patience to do all that. La patience de faire tout ça avec tous les petits morceaux. But good for you guys who do, because good things come to those who are patient. That's my motto, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so good job, Spellbinders. Another great job for them. So we want to thank Spellbinders. I mean, look at this, guys. We have been so spoiled. Is this crazy? I think it's crazy. I think that, like, they keep outdoing themselves with designs. Okay, donc, I hate just talking to myself on Facebook, mais je suis peur de toucher à le téléphone parce que je trouve ça, j'ai peur de vous perdre ou de perdre le son. Donc, les ventes des 12 jours ils vont finir ce soir à 10 heures. La prochaine vente va être la vente de le jour après Noël. On va envoyer un courriel d'ici à samedi avec toutes nos heures d'ouverture pour la semaine prochaine. Et ça va inclure celle de Boxing Day. Okay? So from now till Saturday, we will be making up an email to send out with our holiday hours for the next week. And that will include our hours for Boxing Day, whether we will be open or not. La raison je dis ça est, on va avoir une vente le jour après Noël, 100%. Si on ouvre, ça va être de 1h à 6h. Mais la vente en ligne commence à 8h le matin. Donc, la plupart du monde, ils vont commencer de magasiner depuis 8h le matin. Donc, si vous voulez qu'on soit là, on peut être là, mais je sais que la plupart du monde va commencer avec la vente à 8h le matin. So I know that a good portion of you will start shopping the sale at the 8 o'clock in the morning for the best selection, right? So by Saturday, you will have an email with all the information you need for our hours. And then on Christmas Day, nous allons envoyer un courriel avec l'information de notre vente de Boxing Day. OK? Avec qu'est-ce qu'on offre. So, does anybody, comme j'ai demandé avant, est-ce qu'il y en a du monde qui veut que je montre les produits en magasin? Je sais que j'ai montré une batch des produits avec mes démos, mais est-ce qu'il y en a ceux qui aiment voir les produits, les pas spellbinders, les simple stories qui restent en magasin, ou vous pouvez aller tous magasiner en ligne vous-même. So I'm offering